while we're here back in Maryland, I thought this would be a great opportunity to tell you guys about anchors. Most importantly, the classic, whenever anyone says anchor, what they think of. Now this anchor goes by a whole bunch of different names. It's called the Hirschhoff Anchor, Admiralty Anchor, Kedge Anchor, Fisherman's Anchor. It's the anchor. Let's go over the parts on this guy. So down here you got the fluke, the crown, the shank, the stock, the ring, the key chain. If you've ever wondered, why do they have this bend in them? It's really simple. The bend is for storage. Pull out the key. And oh, the magic of bending. So there, the anchor stores nice and flat, nice and flush, no issues. And then when you need to deploy it, up it goes. Now to attach a line to this, so that way you have your anchor rod actually firmly attached to the anchor, you need to tie something called the anchor bend, which as you can imagine is the knot for tying an anchor. So what it is, you pass the line through it, you do a full turn, and then you come back over, you lift this up just a little bit, and pass it through. And then the knot looks like that.
What it is, pass the line through it, you do a full turn, and then you come back over, you lift this up just a little bit, and pass it through. And then the knot looks like that.
Now, this is a secure knot, but it's not a bad idea to back it up with another half hitch. And there you have a securely tied anchor bend on the anchor. This is the way you see anchors displayed on lawns, tattoos, pictures, images, everything. This is the classic anchor and how it sits. Now this is not actually how the anchor works. When it's actually working, the idea of the stock is to make sure that it lays like this. Now the fluke is just perfectly positioned to dig into the seabed and just hold on tight. Now, the fluke is very small, and you'll notice on modern day anchors, the flukes are a lot bigger because the fluke is actually what does the holding. So nowadays, these anchors are relegated to rocks and weeds. And the reason is, the tip will pierce through the weeds and kind of tangle and hold on, and this shape is great for rocks. When it comes to sand, mud, stuff like that, the fluke is just too small and it drags. Now, you might have noticed on really old tall ships, the stock was not a piece of metal with a bend in it, but instead a giant piece of wood with sharp angles on it, and it was permanent. There was no folding that sucker. Now the reason for it, that big block of wood up here would act as a bulldozer and just plow and push its way into the sand, and all the fluke was doing was just guiding that giant plow to hold. So that big stock was actually the anchor, and this was just guidance for that big anchor. So apparently, the ones that had all that wood on them were actually really, really good anchors in the sand. And just at some point they decided, hey, storage is more important than holding power, we'll do this. And then that happened. So, that is the Admiralty Anchor, the Fisherman Anchor, the classic anchor. This is it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.
And if you'd like to follow our journey in real time on a map, receive postcards from our ports of call, and message us directly to the boat, you can go ahead and become a patron using the link in the description down below.